Mark, thank you. 2 in 5 Americans who have lost jobs, businesses, and chunks of income due to the pandemic say they need another stimulus check now and don't know how they'll get by without it.
Joining us is Congressman Adam Schiff of Burbank. He's the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, was recently reelected to an 11th term in office. Chairman Schiff, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Let's start with COVID relief. There was optimism at the beginning of the week over a potential bill to help Americans who are out of work or whose businesses are about to go under. Here we are at the end of the week, and talks are said to be on the verge of collapse. Are we going to get a deal?
We have to get a deal. And you're right, there was a lot of optimism earlier in the week because a bipartisan group of senators, Democrats and Republicans, came together, proposed an agreement, which I support, and the Democratic leadership in the House support. But Mitch McConnell yesterday threw cold water on that, notwithstanding Republican support among his own conference. He is putting a thumbs down, and that's very concerning as we are running out of time. It just can't wait until we have a new administration in January. As you say, people are going to lose unemployment compensation in the next couple of weeks. Businesses are going to go out of business if they don't get that help. So I say we stay, we get it done. It just is a must-pass kind of a bill.
I think many Americans so frustrated watching our lawmakers go back and forth, unable to reach a deal. What are those sticking points, and why does it seem to the American people that both parties cannot work together to help them, especially before the holidays?
Well, I know there's a tendency when there's an impasse to say, pox in both houses. Here, there's a bipartisan agreement that many of us support. And the Democratic leadership supports, but Mitch McConnell has said no to this bipartisan proposal. So it's very frustrating. And, it just has to get done. In terms of the sticking points, Mitch McConnell wants a very broad immunity from liability for corporations so that even if they don't observe good practices in terms of protecting their workforce, they can't be held responsible. That's a problem. The other big problem is Mitch McConnell doesn't want to provide aid to states and cities. Well, states and cities and counties are going to be administering this vaccine. They're going to have a role in the distribution of the vaccine, and they're going to need financial help to do that. So those things don't make sense to me. They don't make sense to some of the Republican senators as well. But I hope we can work our way through it because people really need the help right now.
I think Mitch McConnell has said that that businesses, especially small businesses, need to be protected from lawsuits related to COVID as well. And that's something that Democrats have refused to give up. Is that true?
Businesses are already protected as long as they're not negligent. I think what Mitch McConnell wants is he wants legislation that says they're protected even if they are negligent. I don't think that's in anyone's best interest, but we should be able to move forward and not essentially hold people's unemployment checks or stimulus checks hostage to wanting this corporate giveaway. It just doesn't make much sense, except it's been a pre-existing policy desire for Mitch McConnell to have broad immunity from liability even before the pandemic. But this isn't the time to be pushing those kind of things. It's the time to be getting out relief to families.
The deadline to pass a bill to fund the government, that would be tonight. Are we going to experience another government shutdown when half of Congress has left town?
Well, I'm still here working to try to get to yes on this stuff. We passed a stopgap measure to keep the government funded for another week as we work to resolve these issues. Rand Paul in the Senate has held that up, but I think he just announced that he's not going to hold that up anymore. So I would hope that there's no even temporary shutdown. That's the last thing we need right now.
Your name, Chairman Schiff, on a number of shortlists for the Kamala Harris Senate seat, for California Attorney General when Javier Becerra goes to Health and Human Services with the Biden administration. Have you ruled out those positions or a post for yourself in the Biden administration?
I haven't ruled anything in or out. The reality is that I want to serve. That's been my perspective for quite some time. And if I can be of more help to my constituents, to Californians and the country in another position, I would certainly be open to that. And I don't envy the decisions that the governor has to make and the president-elect has to make. We happily have a very good, deep bench of people to choose from.
All right, Congressman Schiff, we appreciate you being with us this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.